Hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to build this 1/400 scale cargo building number 2 for your model airport. I hope you enjoy it.
Before we get started with the project, let's review some of the tools that we're going to need to complete this project. First of all, paper. You need to print all the different pieces for the specific project you're working on. You can use cardstock or you can use photo paper. You want something that is very heavy and thick. Cardstock works very nice, but I prefer using photo paper because the quality is better, the images are sharper and nicer. Uh, but again, you can use cardstock, it works pretty well. When you set up your printer, you want to set it up to the highest quality possible. And a lot of the printers, you go to preferences and then it shows you a bunch of, regular paper, photo paper, whatever. Always select photo paper, and then depending on the photo paper you're using, whether it's glossy or matte, then you set the printer accordingly. Also, if you're printing on cardstock, still use the photo paper setting. Photo paper in this case will be photo paper matte. On some of the buildings that you're gonna be building, if they have a lot of glass, what I do is I print that on glossy paper, but most of the stuff I use the matte because it's going to be like cement or brick or whatever, so you don't want that thing to be all nice and glossy. So make sure that whichever one you choose to use, set it to photo and the highest quality possible. Next, we have to cut the paper, all the different pieces. So for that, I usually use an X-Acto knife. Be careful. These things are very, very sharp. For certain projects also you need a pair of scissors to cut some corners and stuff. It's a lot easier to do it with scissors. And then to guide you in the cutting, a nice ruler. I again prefer metal rulers because you don't have the problem with the blade kind of going in there if it's plastic or something like that. So get your ruler and get your cutting utensils. When it comes to gluing the whole thing together, I like to use contact cement. These are two of the ones that I use. I use a lot of them. Again, if you don't want to use these, that's okay. Anything that works for you. And in certain occasions, I have been using lately a stick glue. So again, whatever works for you, try the different ways and see what works better for you. Also, I like to have around a marker. Sometimes you need to mark certain things or cover when you fold things. If it's black and then the fold is white, then you put the marker to cover that. And also, once in a while, you'll see me using a little bit of tape because if I'm putting something together and it's kind of small, the tape gives it a little bit more reinforcement. So anyways, this is basically what I use for doing these projects. Let's go ahead and get started. Cargo building number 2. So before we start doing this, I just want to explain how do I do, or I like to do my cutting. I usually like to cut from the outside to the inside, about the middle, and then I flip it outside to the inside, the middle, flip it, so on and so forth. I do two types of cuts. A regular cut, which you press real hard and it goes through the paper. And then you'll see these ones called score. This is a very, very light, you put very, very little pressure on the blade. It's just that you cut it and then when you fold it, you get a very nice uh, edge. To show you real quick, very light. You don't put a lot of pressure, just very light. You pass the blade, and then when you go bend it, then you get a very nice sharp bend. Okay, so from the outside in, I have a cut here. So I do a cut here. On the next one is a score. with a couple of cuts. The score also shows a score. So I align my dotted line here, my dotted line here. And then you'll see it says that you cut here outside and here to the outside. So always do the scores first. Score it. Then you do a cut that goes all the way out and a cut that comes all the way up to that point. I got another score here with a couple of cuts. Again, I align to my dotted line first. We do the score, and then you'll see the cut starts here and goes all the way out. So it starts here and out, here and then up until there. Then there's nothing else here in the middle. So we can go ahead and turn this around. So this is going to be another score. So just line it up. And then a cut from here out and from here out. Then there is a score here with a couple of cuts. Cut here. And cut until there. Now, what you're also going to see is I have these here cut in the score in the back. What happens is this little piece here is going to fold and then fold again to create like a little awning. So let's go ahead and do that one. First of all, on the score one, that one goes in the front. So we score this one here. And let's do this one also now that we're doing this. Okay. Now to score in the back, first I have to make some indentations. I take one of these little red lines here and then just put a little mark. Just press real hard like I'm cutting. Just make a little indentation there, a little mark. Because that's going to show me on the back where to do my scoring. So now if I flip this, I don't know if you can really see it, but there's some little marks here, here, so on and so forth. So what I do, same thing, I align to those. And there's a little score. Score. Okay, so now I can go back and continue where I left off. So let's go with this guy. This one is a cut. This one is a score, then the cut goes from here all the way out. And then from here up until there. Another score here. And then the cut from here out. And then from here all the way up until there. Then this one is also a score with a couple of cuts. Score a cut from here out. And from here in. score, and then I cut here, and I cut until there. Okay, I think we got them all. Let's check to make sure my folds are okay. So that's folding, that's folding. This one is folding. That folds, that folds. Okay. This one folds, this one folds. So my folds look good. So now what I was talking about, this little overhang, canopy, whatever, what you do is you want to fold first like that, and then right along this edge you fold again. This is the fold in the back. And then you bring this over and you fold it again. So now what happens is you end up with a very nice overhang canopy. So we do the same thing on this one. And that's that. So now let's start gluing. So what I like to do is start with the canopies. So fold them in and then fold this out. Next, we're going to take this flap. This flap is going to give some rigidity to the model and also going to keep these canopies from coming apart. So now that folds inward like this. Then you want to go outside and make sure that this is functioning correctly before the glue dries. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold these two in. We're going to apply some glue here, 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 maybe just in the corners there, and they glue here because we're going to bring this in, close it in this way, and then flip everything over. So put some glue there, some glue there. So when you bring this in, you want to use your thumb to kind of, hold the corner in place to glue it in. Same thing here. And then you bring this guy in. So here, like this. here like this again with your thumb. And then I like to go in and, press to make sure that all the corners and everything are good. And here you go. You got a cargo building number 2.